Every day, trillions of bytes of data scream across the planet. Most of it is noise, memes, receipts. How are you? Texts. Spam we delete without thinking. We've built a world where privacy is a myth, yet we still believe we see everything. But some messages are private, some are secret, and some are hidden so deeply within the architecture of our digital lives that they were never meant to be found at all. On November 14th, at exactly 3:14 in the morning, a glitch occurred. It didn't happen to everyone, but to the few thousand people who were awake. It changed how they looked at their screens forever. This message wasn't a hack. It wasn't a leak. It was a failure of the system to stay invisible. And it contained a warning that, technically, none of us are supposed to be alive to hear. It started quietly, on a niche online forum for tech enthusiasts, the kind of people who monitor server pings and back-end behavior for fun. A user named 0_K posted a screenshot. It showed a push notification received on a device that didn't even have a SIM card. There was no sender ID, no timestamp, no app origin, just a block of text in a font that looked almost organic. It didn't look like code. It looked like a mistake. Within minutes, more reports appeared. A nurse on a night shift in Seattle, a long-haul trucker in Germany, a student studying alone in Tokyo. Different devices, different languages, same delivery method, a forced pop-up that bypassed do not disturb, lock screens, and system permissions. And at the very bottom of the message, beneath the corrupted symbols and broken characters, was a single, perfectly legible sentence. If you're reading this, something went wrong. Not your phone malfunctioned, not system error, just something went wrong. One of the few people who tried to interact with the message was a 24-year-old software developer from London. We'll call her Sarah. When she tapped the notification, her phone didn't open an app. Instead, the screen turned completely gray. Not black, not white, a flat, matte gray, a color her OLED display shouldn't even be capable of producing. The text was still there, but it was shifting. Every time she tried to focus on a specific line, the letters rearranged themselves. Still, she caught fragments. Her mother's maiden name, a GPS coordinate, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and a date, October 12, 2029. When Sarah tried to screen record, her phone began to vibrate, not the gentle buzz of a notification, but a high-frequency whine that felt hot against her palm. Then the device rebooted. When it powered back on, the message was gone, but so was something else. The previous 3 hours of her digital life had been erased. Browser history, outgoing calls, location data, even her step count. It was as if the phone had rolled itself back to a version of reality where she had never seen the message at all. By 5 a.m., the internet was buzzing. Threads multiplied, screenshots spread, speculation exploded, and then the correction began. This wasn't moderation. Users reported that as they typed about the message, their keyboards stopped responding. Entire posts vanished before the submit button was even pressed, replaced by a single phrase, content unavailable. One investigator, known only as the archivist, managed to save dozens of screenshots to an external air-gapped hard drive. What he noticed was disturbing. The message wasn't just text. It was a set of instructions. It referenced events that hadn't happened yet. A market crash in a currency that doesn't exist. The name of a global administrator whose birth record wouldn't be created for another 50 years. And then came the shift. People stopped asking questions. They didn't claim they were threatened. They didn't report fear. They simply began deleting their own archives. When contacted privately, they all said the same thing. I realized it wasn't for me. I feel better now that it's gone. It wasn't panic. It was compliance. So what was that message? Some theorists believe we caught a glimpse of the back end of reality itself. If the world is a managed system, a simulation or controlled framework, then what appeared on those phones wasn't meant for us. It was a system error log. The line, "This is not for you," wasn't a warning. It was a classification. In computer science, a null pointer occurs when a system tries to access something that shouldn't exist. The message was meant for the administrators, the ones who manage the flow of history. It slipped into the user interface by accident. What followed was worse. The message didn't stop appearing. The world adjusted around it. The GPS coordinates Sarah saw, a week later, a small unregistered island, was discovered at that exact location. The names that weren't public, they began appearing in news cycles months later, as if they had always been there. The message wasn't predicting the future. It was writing it. And because we saw the draft, the system had to make sure we forgot the original version. Today, those screenshots can't be found anywhere. Even the archivist has vanished. His final post was a blank white square. If the message wasn't meant to be seen, why did it exist at all? Maybe because no system is perfect. Even the architects of reality make mistakes. But the real question isn't, what was in the message? Is this, how many times has this already happened? How many updates have been pushed to our lives while we were sleeping? How many memories have been edited because we saw something we weren't supposed to see? Look at your phone right now. Think about the apps running in the background, the data you don't see, the processes you don't control. Because sometimes the most dangerous messages aren't the ones we receive. They're the ones that briefly get through before the world realizes its mistake. And if you're hearing this, maybe the system hasn't caught up to us yet.